So I've not done a pickup video in a while, and I thought now would be a good time since I've kind of accumulated a few interesting bits and pieces, and I've not really had any spare cash to spend in video games and that sort of thing, so I've not bought a huge amount. What I'll try and do is just keep this video to the kind of more interesting and the rarer and some of the freebies that I've managed to pick up over the last couple of months. And some of you might be wondering what this is, but I'll be showing that in an upcoming video. But yeah, what I'll do right now is just get straight into showing you some of the junk that I've picked up over the last 2 months. So I'll start with some of the freebies I managed to get, and a local store was throwing out their display 3DS stand, so I asked them if I could have it, and they were like, yeah, sure, take it. So I grabbed the kind of main standy 3DS console part. You can see it there, it's kind of huge, not too sure what I'm going to do with it, but it was free, so I thought I might as well take that. And I also got the display boxes as well for the console, so got one for the black and one for the blue there. And these are just your display boxes that are more for information than anything else, so it tells you about the console on the back there, shows you some of the games that are coming out for it. But kind of a cool collectible thing to have. I'll probably just flat pack these and stick them to storage for now. I'll probably bring them out in a few years time, but yeah, kind of cool to have for free. And part of that display stand were also racks for the games to sit in, so they had a whole bunch of promo copies of the release titles for the 3DS, and they were throwing them out as well. So I grabbed all of them, so just empty cases, they're not actual games sadly, but I got 3 copies of each of the release titles for the 3DS there, which is kind of cool. And they are just regular DS game cases, they're not the 3DS game cases, so you've got your bit for your Game Boy Advance there, your regular cartridge, but it's all the proper artwork and everything for your 3DS games, which is kind of cool, and you can't really complain with free stuff, so yeah. So the next thing I've got here is probably one of the best deals I've ever got on eBay. I'm really happy to have it. I've been after one for a while, and it's the Sega Dream, and basically what this is a digital camera or webcam for your Dreamcast, and it allowed you to do video chat and send videos and photos via email all through your console, so it was way ahead of its time. Really cool little device to have. They were only released in Japan, so they're a wee bit harder to get hold of. But I managed to pick this up for a ridiculously low price. I managed to get it for £7 and then £5 postage, so 12 quid in total, which is really, really, really cheap. Usually these sell for around £30 to £50, and this was totally complete. The game was even still sealed inside until I broke it open, so yeah, really happy to have that. I'm going to be doing a full unboxing and kind of review of this in future, so I'll save that for another day, but this is it here, just in case you're wondering what it looks like. You've got the Dreamcast logo on the front in black, that's the little lens there, and you've got your viewfinder as well. But yeah, you could use this as a webcam or a standalone camera. There's a battery pack that sits on the side there, and you can take it out with you and take photos. So I'm going to be doing a review of this in future, but for 12 quid for the complete thing with it, and the seller even sent me a free VMU with it as well, which was awesome. So yeah, one of the best deals I've ever got on eBay. Really happy with that. So keeping with the Dreamcast theme, and I picked up a copy of Shenmue 2 or Shenmue 2. I always get the pronunciation of this game wrong, so apologies if I'm butchering it, but this was on a buy it now on eBay for £16 delivered. So it's boxed and complete. The outer case is a bit tatty, but usually this game sells anywhere between £35 and £50, if not more. It's one of the rarer games for the system and one of the more desirable ones, so yeah, I couldn't really pass it up at £16. It's a great deal. Really looking forward to playing it. I've heard it's a really good game. So you can't really play Shenmue 2 unless you played the first one, so I then had to track down a copy of the original here, and again I got quite a good deal. This is boxed and complete, and I paid £17 for this delivered. It is kind of tatty like the other one, but I'm really not too bothered about that. It kind of seems to be the case with all these older Dreamcast games. But I'm already about an hour and a half into this, and I'm really enjoying it. I've done the whole feeding a kitten and going to the video game arcade and talking to some of the weird people that live in the town, like that hot dog vendor. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it and looking forward to getting through this and then on to the second one. So just to help me get the most out of the game, I also picked up this complete walkthrough, or 100% unofficial guide, and you get tons and tons of useful information in here, like master all the vehicles, learn quick time events, and complete the missions. And also tells you how to raise your own kitten, which is always useful. And yeah, it tells you about all the items you can collect as well, and it has like maps of the different environments, which is really useful. And I basically just got this because a lot of the time I'll start playing these games and I'll either get lost or miss something that I'm meant to do, and then I'll get frustrated with the game and end up not completing it. So just to get the most out of the game, I picked this up, and it's kind of a nice collectible item to have anyway. It only cost me £3 delivered, which is really good. But yeah, just another little extra to go along with the game. So just a couple of bargains I picked up from GameStation, and GameStation is like a video game store here in the UK if you don't already know. But I picked up an AMS hand cannon from the Nintendo Wii. This is like an official light gun to go along with the House of the Dead game. It's a really, really nice heavy duty peripheral, really like it. I've been after one for a while. Usually they sell for about £10 on eBay, but they were selling this pre-owned for £2.99, so I couldn't really pass that up. And you can plug in your nunchuck there, and the cord comes out the bottom. But yeah, really nice product to have. Been after one for a while, like I say, but yeah, that was good. And I also picked up a Blu-ray remote for the PlayStation 3. This is one of the official ones, so it's a wireless one. It doesn't have the regular infrared sensor on the front, so you don't actually have to have it pointed at the console for it to work, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I only paid £4.99 for this. It's pre-owned, but it's in really nice condition. It's a bit dusty. I have cleaned it up, but it's kind of got dusty again. But yeah, really nice thing to have for £4.99. And just earlier today on my way home from work, I picked up a couple of games. So I got Motor Storm. It's one of the release games for the console, only £2.98. And yeah, that should be good fun for £3. And I picked up Red Faction Guerrilla for £5. So I've only ever played the multiplayer of this, which is really good, but I've never played the campaign, so that should be kind of good fun. So there were a couple of other games and videos that I picked up, and I managed to track down a copy of Atari Masterpieces Volume 2 for the n-gage. And if you know anything about the n-gage games, you'll know that this is a really difficult game to find. It's like stupidly rare, and I ended up having to get a French copy of it, but I'm not too bothered about that. So just a bit of French text in the back there, but otherwise the manual is the European kind of multilingual manual, and the game's in English as well, so not a big problem. So I've now got a complete set of Volume 1 and Volume 2, so that's a huge check mark off the n-gage collection list. Really happy to have those. And for the Mega Drive, I picked up Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition, and this is a game I used to play the hell out of when I was like a little kid, and me and my friends used to play this all the time. Really, really good game. So I had to get a copy of this. Manual's a bit beaten up, but I'm not too bothered. I only paid about £3 for that, so that was good. And a couple of movies I picked up. I still collect HD DVDs. I really like kind of all old obsolete video formats and weird stuff like that, so I picked up a copy of Hot Rod. I'm sure I've seen this before. I think it was a few years back, and I think I probably thought it was pretty funny back then. I don't know if I'll still think it's funny now, but yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this out, and this is still sealed. I only paid, I think it was about £4 delivered for that, maybe a bit less, so a pretty good deal. And I also picked up Dead Space Downfall, brand new. This is still sealed, and that cost me £4.99 delivered. I think I got that from Zavi here in the UK, so looking forward to checking that out. I really enjoyed the kind of mini videos that you got with the games in on the Wii version, and I think there was some on the 360 as well. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out. So that's nearly everything, but I also managed to pick up a complete set of the original Dreamcast Dream On demo discs that came bundled with the official Dreamcast magazine back in the day, and these are really cool. These have basically a whole bunch of exclusive content and demos of the kind of well-known games for the Dreamcast, and usually these sell for around £4 to £5 each, they're kind of collectible, and I managed to pick up the whole, oh, I'm almost going to drop it there. I managed to pick up the whole collection here for £16 delivered, so a really good deal. I'll just show you a couple of these here. I actually did a gameplay footage video of Jet Set Radio from one of these discs the other day. You can check that out if you're interested. But yeah, there was 22 issues of the magazine. They all came with a separate CD, and the original volume 1 actually came bundled with the console itself. So yeah, the first one to actually come with the magazine was this one here. So you've got like playable demos of Sonic Adventure and Millennium Soldier, and you'll get like a bunch of videos and stuff included in that as well. The seller also included a copy of Dreamcast 2001, the video. It's a VHS, and if you're interested in seeing what's on this, I think someone's already uploaded a copy of it to YouTube. But yeah, it's got like the artwork from, it's got the guy from Half-Life, which was a game that was never actually released for the console, so that's kind of interesting to see. It's got a bunch of videos from from games that were due to be released on the console there. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. And he also included an action replay CD, or a demo CD, and you might think that's kind of crap or not really worth anything, but these are actually really good because it's basically an official, not an official, but you can know what I mean, a properly made boot disc for your Dreamcast. So you can use this to boot up games from different regions, and it's called Forced VGA mode and that kind of stuff as well, which is useful for me. But the cool thing about that is obviously you can burn your own boot disc if you want, but the nice thing with this is it's a properly made one, so it's not going to be as hard wearing on your Dreamcast laser. So that was just a nice kind of extra that was there thrown in. And finally, probably not that interesting, but I ended up getting a PlayStation Slim, and technically I didn't actually have to pay for this. Amazon were selling them off for £117. So what I ended up doing was I already had a 40GB fat PlayStation, and I sold that for £100, and then the seller had to pay their own postage and everything. So I sold the old one, and when this one arrived I sold the controller that came with it, so I got 20 quid for that. So basically I actually made some money by upgrading to the Slim model here, and you can see I bought like a kind of lighty up base here, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like blue LEDs along the bottom, you can switch it on and off. And it's also like a USB hub, which is pretty useful. And obviously, me being me, I had to modify this, so I've got custom firmware running on it, and yeah, that's kind of cool. And I also put my hard drive from the older model, the 640GB hard drive, into this new Slim. So basically this has all the features of the one I used to have, but it's the Slim model, so it's quieter running, you get the year guarantee, and it doesn't use as much energy and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my pickup video this time. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. But yeah, I'll be doing some more videos soon, and you'll get to see more about this little LCD screen here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.